like, oh, we have your granddaughter Krystal, and he's like, and we're not releasing her unless you give $3,000. She was like, well, you can go ahead and keep her. Hi, welcome to Elevators Podcast. I'm Krystal Vega.
Hi, I'm Amanda Booz.
And this is a podcast where we talk about the peaks and valleys of life's journeys, from relationships to friendships to entrepreneurships, all the ships, basically. And even give you a taste of the sizzling social media hot topics of today, all through the lens of modern day womanhood.
That's right. Hey, girl.
Hi.
How have you been?
Good. How are you?
Good. Well, I have to start the show by honestly thanking everybody. No, I'm scared.
Oh, okay.
I have to really thank everybody for all the love and support that we've been getting on this podcast. I have to also reiterate that, like, we are starting and doing this all on our own. We have no backing of anyone outside of, like, you know, we have some people that are supporting us.
We got Ray.
And of course, shout out to Pod Digital Media for the space that we're actually filming in the space. So we do have some people that are supporting us, but we're literally doing this all on our own. And we've been getting so much love. We have videos hitting over 100K on Instagram.
Ashley's episode went crazy, which we knew that would happen because they just love Ashley.
Yes, they do.
And even Maria's episode did really well. And we've also got a lot of good guests up our sleeve.
Very much.
So y'all better stay locked in for the rest of the season.
Locked and loaded.
We are literally almost midway through the season. And that's just crazy to think about.
It really is. We started this in April. It's already June. The year's halfway done.
That's scary.
That's crazy.
Too.
That's crazy.
Literally, we're gonna blink and we are at the end of Q2 2024. That's nuts.
That's nuts.
Do you feel like this is the first year you are, like, things are kind of getting back to normal? Because I feel like it is. Like, last year was still, like, weird.
Yeah.
Coming out of COVID. And this year I'm like, okay, it feels a little more like back to what it was in a different way, but like back to what it was.
Yeah, it feels a little more normal than it was during COVID.
Yeah.
But it also still feels like kind of like an eerie, like, newer normal. Like, it doesn't really feel like the normal we used to know. Of course, everything has changed drastically. But for the most part, I do feel like it's kind of getting back into, like, the swing of, like, you know, how life kind of once was, outside of the craziness going on in our world.
Bro, I can't believe we are in June.
Yeah, that's insane.
Nuts. I feel like we just started 2024.
Literally. We really did. It was just our birthday. It was just a new year. And now...
And no, but not only are we in June, we are in mid-June. Father's Day is coming up.
Daddy, am I your baby? I'm sorry.
Poor couple. They couldn't get no privacy.
I loved it. Like,
did you? Some people found it to be cringy.
It was so sweet, and
it was also a very personal moment that none of us had any business.
None of us should have seen it. But you said that from Father's Day. I don't even know why my mind went to that. Excuse me. I don't even know.
Is your family big on Father's Day?
I don't even know why my mind went to that.
I can tell you why, but that's for another episode.
Oh, so do share with the class.
For you?
Yeah.
You don't want me to talk about the new news you got? Yeah. Moving on. Back to Father's Day.
Anyways, all holidays in my family are honestly like a thing. Like, we celebrate everything. It could be like a random Sunday we're celebrating. So for sure we celebrate, like, Father's Day, Mother's Day, literally everything. Haitian Mother's Day, Jamaican Flag Day, Haitian Flag Day. Like, we'll find a reason to celebrate something. So Father's Day is definitely, I'm not going to say we, like, make it like a Christmas, you know what I mean? Or anything like that. But we do something, like, for sure. What about you?
Father's Day, yeah, my grandfather, he is like the pinnacle of my family. So we all come together to celebrate him. So my mom's a single mom. Happy Father's Day to my mama.
Shout out to your mama.
But yeah, so my family is big on, like, making sure that my grandfather feels appreciated because he is a hardworking man. And, you know, we lost my grandmother a couple years ago. So, you know, my family puts even more energy into Father's Day.
Celebrating him. That is so sweet.
Yeah, and my grandfather's literally my dad.
That's so sweet. So wait, aren't you going to New York next week?
No, I'm going to New York at the end of June.
Okay, at the end of June. So you got to celebrate.
Yeah. I'll buy him a pack of beers.
name
years.
for him, or is
I do, but I can't even tell you what the name is because I can tell you off camera, but I had something really weird happen to me a couple years ago.
oh my gosh.
Let me tell you. So I had somebody, this is super off topic. We're going to come back to Father's Day, but in the meantime, let me tell y'all this weird thing that happened.
Yeah.
So I call my grandfather something very specific, and it's not like a general thing that you call your grandfather.
Like papi or granddad or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
So
abuelo.
no.
Okay.
So years ago, I think it was like 3 years ago, one time I was in New York City, and I just happened to be in New York City because, I used to travel so much.
Yeah.
So I happened to be in New York City. Somebody calls my grandfather, and basically it was a scam. And I don't know how they got my grandfather's number, but they were like, oh, we have your granddaughter, Krystal. And, my grandfather's older at this point. So older people are just a little more vulnerable.
They're very impressionable.
Very.
Yeah.
And they were like, we have her here in the Bronx. And I just so happened to be in New York. Oh no, they said they have me in Queens. And I just so happened to be in New York at that time because, again, I used to travel so much. I would be in Boston, I'd be in Dallas, like wherever we were playing at the time. I was there. So the fact that I was in New York and somebody called my grandfather, he believed it instantly. So they're like, oh, she got into an accident and we need you to send us money. And my grandfather's like, wait, hold on. What's going on, Krystal? And then he said that he heard a girl in the background screaming, and she said, blank, I need help. I'm gonna say blank, but basically what I call him, I call him, blank, I need help. And I'm not gonna give away my security question answers.
No, definitely.
But literally that's what they said. So he thought it was real.
Oh my god.
So he passes the phone to my mom, and my mom's like, who is this? And he was like, we have Krystal here. She seen a drug deal go down, and we're part of the cartel. And we not. I'm laughing because my mother's really crazy. And he's like, and we're not releasing her unless you give $3,000. She was like, well, you can go ahead and keep her. She said, and who's this?
No, she didn't.
She did.
She didn't say to keep her.
No,
she didn't say that.
She said,
we need to call her right now.
No,
she didn't say
I
that.
swear, she was like, she said, you go ahead and keep her after the fact, but she was like, and who's this? And then they said they were a detective. So they started switching up.
Oh, the story.
Yeah, and my mom's not dumb. She said, okay, so from what precinct? And she was like shaking them up, asking all these questions. And she was like, well, $5,000, but I don't know what to tell you. So, well, damn.
She was about to keep you up for $5,000.
Yeah, she said, well, you could keep her. She just knew it was fake at that point.
Yeah,
and she was like, no. So then my little cousin calls me from a different phone because they were like, don't hang up the phone or whatever. And if you hang up, so my mom was treading lightly because she wasn't sure if it was true or not.
Right.
And once she realized that it was fake, and she was like, you got the wrong one. You better not call this phone again. She went off on them. I'm like, good, because then when they called me, they were like, where are you? Did you get jumped? And I said, I'm getting my nails done. I did not get jumped. First of all, the way the way the story changed through the different people it went through is so funny. But I was like, no, I'm in the Bronx getting my nails done.
That
but
sounds
it just
like somebody that may have overheard you conversing with him or had access to something.
I don't know what it was,
insane.
but it could have also just been coincidental that they said that I was in New York.
So he didn't send anything though.
He didn't send anything.
Okay, good.
But years prior, 10 years ago, that happened to one, my best friend, and she sent money because they saw her little brother's name, and he used to sell sneakers, so she thought it was real. So they got her for $5,000, bro.
That's insane.
Yeah. So anyways, love my grandpa.
Yeah.
Don't be playing with him.
Don't play with him.
Don't play with him.
That's so
Can't tell you what I call him, but yeah. So
I'm
Father's Day is a big deal.
Name. That's so cute.
He's
it just
fucking
sounds
nuts.
like it's a sweet name.
Yeah, he's nuts.
So let's talk about family dynamic, because I know you mentioned that you grew up with your mom as a single parent household.
Yeah.
And Father's Day, you guys celebrate your grandfather, and for me, I come from a traditional. I guess you can say traditional, because I even think it's not that traditional, and I can get into that a little more.
Okay, yeah, because if you have your mom and your dad in a household, isn't that considered traditional?
It is, but it's a little tricky. But I do have a traditional household. Yes, it's my mom and my dad. But I mean it in the sense of I have a traditional Caribbean household. So let me break that down.
You got a lot of brothers and sisters?
So I'm one of 4. So it's me, my brother, another brother. I have a younger brother and a little sister.
Okay, who
So
do you share the same mom with?
So my dad has all the kids. I'm my mom's only child.
Shut up.
Yeah. So I'm in a traditional Caribbean background. If you know Caribbean men.
Is your dad Haitian?
Yes. Haitian, Jamaican, Trinidadian, Bahamian, Panamanian. They all the same. Okay? They're all the same.
Yeah.
All the same.
Are you the oldest?
No, I'm the second oldest.
Okay.
Yeah. So second oldest. So for me, always, I love my dad. I've always been a daddy's girl. I've always had my dad in my life. So, and I'm grateful for my dad. Literally, he's the sweetest man ever, super cool, down to earth. So it's always been like that. But it's definitely, I have to say, a traditional Caribbean household.
Yeah. No, so my mom was a single mom, but she had so much help from my grandparents. I've never felt the absence of not having a dad,
Yeah.
So it's just so funny. Don't say it in a sad way, girl. Why say
No.
Yeah. No, I'm not sad about it. Don't be.
No, I'm not saying it in a sad way. I'm saying I literally meant it in a good way.
Yeah.
That's good that you never felt the absence of not having a father figure in your life because you had that from your grandfather.
Yeah, my grandfather, I have 2 uncles too who are big and they're strict and yeah.
That's awesome.
So I've never had to worry about I never even had a thought of it until I got older, to be honest. I was like, oh, okay. But on my dad's side, I have an older sister and a younger sister, and they're both from the same mom. I don't know.
So you're
Don't
one
ask.
of 3.
I'm one of 3 from my dad's side, but from my mom, I'm also one of 3. I have 2 older brothers.
Really?
And, yeah, they share the same dad. And then my mom has me.
Oh, so you got 6 of y'all. Well, no.
No, girl, because I don't talk to my dad or his
kids. Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you consider your other 2 brothers.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those are my brothers. We were raised in the same household.
Together.
Yeah.
So when Father's Day and stuff like that came up, did you ever feel anything that made you think about anything or anything like that?
No.
Yeah, that's good.
No.
That's really good.
And it's so funny because there's such a stigma around single mother households where, especially for girls, it's oh, you grow up with daddy issues. Baby, I don't got those. I don't know what that is.
I know that's right.
Never felt that.
I know that's right.
Extra good.
That's good.
Can't relate.
That's a blessing.
Literally.
It's literally a blessing. And honestly, you can have a traditional household and have a father figure in your house and still have daddy issues. Mm-hmm. There's things that can happen in any family dynamic where it triggers you a certain way. So it doesn't have to be that there's an absence. There's literally could be a presence of a father figure being in a home and you still have those issues that may even trickle down into relationships. Because that's something else I wanted to talk about is how not having a father in your life affects you as you're older, dating and looking for a man when you don't necessarily have that, or you do have that, and the example that you have may not be the example that you want.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That's a twofold question.
That is a lot, because I was actually going to ask you, being that you have 2 younger siblings, but from a different mom, what does that feel like to you? Are your parents still together?
My parents are still together.
So what does that feel like for you?
Yeah, they've been married. So my parents got together maybe some months before I was born. So I want to say they've been together for
well, it had to be at least 9 months.
Yeah, so my parents have been together for over 25 years. And growing up, I had only child syndrome. If you know what that means, it means what
I don't. Can you tell us? Because I am one of 3.
So only child syndrome is literally when you grew up as an only child, so you only had to fend for yourself. You don't have to worry about other siblings. You're kind of spoiled sometimes in some elements. You don't know how to share necessarily, and it's just about you. And I hated that. And I also hated having to figure out how to keep myself entertained. And, that stuff was kind of annoying. So my older brother was in my life, but he wasn't in my life, I would say, all the time. How parents split weekends. So I would see him maybe a few times a year based on the weekends that we would get him. But it wasn't literally 3 times a month you see him. It was sporadic. So I would say I'm so appreciative. I love my brother. Our relationship has grown so much over time as adults. I feel like we've appreciated each other much more, and our bond has grown so much closer. And I can honestly say I feel like our bond kind of created my dad and his bond to grow even more too.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's been beautiful for sure.
And your two younger siblings are from the same mom?
No.
Okay. What was that like for you? Was that stressful for you? Like when your mom, like, okay, because you're in a household with your mom, right? And it's like, do you feel your mom's stress when stuff like that happens? Or do they just come knocking on your door?
So it's
like,
different
what
for
does
us.
that
So it was
look
so
like?
different because this was something like my parents literally, like, they wanted other kids. They're married. I went away from college. I went away for college. I went to New York. They wanted other kids in the household. My dad's retired. He's a retired disabled veteran, and he wanted to just literally like have some other kids. And my mom and him, whatever their thing was, I supported it. My mom. It wasn't like a situation where like my mom was like not in the know. So
okay.
So it's just a little different. It's
Okay.
Caribbean traditional
Fair.
household. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
At least nobody came knocking on your mom's door.
No, not at all. But I will say that I have to reiterate that I feel like relationships with fathers really affect relationships with significant others in so many ways. Like whether it's not having someone in the household or having someone in the household, I feel like it really affects who you are as a person when you're like dating and being intentional with somebody.
In what ways? Explain. Go on. Because for me, but this could be because I didn't have a father figure in the household 24/7. That could mean, I'm starting from scratch, baby. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus you, where you're like, okay, I like this, I love this aspect about my dad, I love that. Like for me, what I can take from my grandfather is that he's a hard worker, and he made sure everybody was good, and still to this day, his old ass makes sure everybody is good. You get what I'm saying? So like that for me, I feel like I look for that in my partner.
Same.
But
for me,
that's about it.
Yeah, for me, I feel like I look for. Because my dad always was a provider, like still to this day is a provider, by any means necessary. And I feel like as a man or a significant other, I want someone to also be that. But I'm also gonna, hold my end and, do what I gotta do. And my dad was always like so loving and understanding. And like, that is something that I appreciate about him so much, that I want that I look for those same characteristics in, you know what I mean? Like somebody else that, you're dating or potentially going to be marrying. So for me, like, those are different things, but I was just more so like saying that those dynamics are not the same for everybody. So especially that we're, going into like celebrating Father's Day. I do also want to say, I don't feel like fathers get all the love that they deserve. And I think that I understand Mother's Day is always going to be heightened for so many reasons, but I do think that fathers deserve, they deserve their love too. They really do.
I agree.
And the ones that aren't necessarily biological fathers, like a grandfather or a coach or someone, who's been dating someone for years and, they're a life partner and they step up to the plate and become a father. Like all of those people who step up and aren't necessarily fathers deserve the same amount of love, if not even more, to take on that role when they don't have to.
And also, like I said before, shout out to the mothers who are doing it on their own for Father's Day, and the villages that help them, because it always takes a village.
It always takes a village.
Even when you got two parents, it takes a village.
It definitely does. It definitely does. And hopefully we encourage people to like be in your child's life. You know what I mean? And I also feel like I was explaining with my brother, like relationships oftentimes can be repaired. Like it doesn't necessarily mean that they can't, if you disconnected from your child or you lost connection with your child, that you can't. It has to be a two-way street that both parties are willing to. And if they are, then I think that it's something that definitely can happen.
Have you ever dated a man that has kids?
So this is an interesting thing, because for me, before I got to this big age, which is not a big age, it's a young age, but before I got to being in my 30s, I was like, absolutely not, no kids. Never.
I feel like the older you get, though, you gotta chalk it up. Like
you do, right?
They gonna have one or two.
But hear me out. So I was always
same. I was
always like a no kids rule, right? But I feel like, okay, now I'm getting a little older. I'm in my 30s. That might not always be realistic. So
Yeah.
if I ever came into contact with somebody that I'm dating and they have kids and they were a great guy, they had the total package and everything, I'd be open to it. My boyfriend doesn't have kids right now, so I don't necessarily have to worry about that, but
Your boyfriend.
my boyfriend doesn't have kids. So I don't really have to worry
Hard
about
launch.
And I don't. So, and I always, hear me out. No shade. Literally, like, if you have kids and you meet somebody and they're dope and it works out, that is beautiful. But for me, I've always wanted to experience first with someone. Like, I want to have my first child with someone who never had a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? However that may look. And I'm big on that. Like, I want to, if it's in God's will, whatever it is for me, like, I want it to be like the first time we're both like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Because it's different.
It is.
Like, a lot of, like, whenever you're experiencing a first of anything, a first home, a first car, like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like a first anything, like a first trip, like, it could be anything. Like, I just feel like it's a different, like, high than like, oh, you'll be all right. This is my second child. You'll be all right. You know, it's different. So for me, to answer your question, I've never dated somebody that has kids, but I had an ex who had a kid. And we tried to, like, see, like, what was, you know, what that was going to be like.
The baby was a guinea pig.
No, amazing. He's amazing. Amazing guy. I'll never, like, ever talk down. Like, amazing
But
person.
why did you try? Like, what was it that made it like you had to try?
Let me rephrase that. I won't say we tried, but we definitely, like, I don't know, rekindled is even like a thing. I don't even know if we could say rekindled, but we definitely, like, tried to see, like, as we got older, like, let's see. One day, I was actually came in town and I was leaving town. I never really even shared this with too many people, so this is crazy. We were leaving town. I was leaving town. I was getting dropped off at the airport, and he was like, "Oh, do you mind if my kid gets dropped off at school? Like, it's on the way to the airport. No problem. No problem. Like, I'm not gonna be that person." And I wanted to meet the kid. He's so sweet, like the sweetest kid. So it's the most smallest thing, but it literally, like,
You ran?
overboard.
Oh my God, what?
So we
Spit
go
it
to the
out.
school, and he gets out and he tells him, like, you know, like, they do their, you know, father, you know, son things for them to
Handshake.
go. Yeah. So the teacher, like, comes, opens the door, and he, like, hops out. He's so cute, like, going to school. And the teacher was like, "Aren't you gonna say bye to mom?" And my heart sunk. Because I'm like, I'm not this little boy's mom. And I could picture,
But also,
like,
teacher, mind your
I could
business.
picture the boy going, "That's not my mom." Like, I literally felt like the little boy was going to say that. But he didn't. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because this was going to be such an awkward moment. But literally.
What a good baby.
I know. But it just made me think. I was like, it was so sweet. But it was, like, also like, oh my goodness. Like, you know,
Now, why would that teacher say that?
mind your business.
Right.
Mind your business. No, but seriously.
That was shady because the teacher knew what his mama looked like and knew it wasn't you.
And it
That's
just
shady.
It, honestly, more than anything, made me feel so uncomfortable to where I was like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't know, like, I would be so uncomfortable in that moment.
Yeah.
Being in a situation that I am now, that I don't have a relationship right now where I'm dating somebody that has kids, I can't really say. But I really haven't, outside of that situation, I've never dated somebody with kids. What about you?
Prior to the relationship that I'm in now, I never had dated anybody with a kid, and I've always felt like no kids, like, because I felt like you, like, I want it to be a first, like, everything should be a first, like, we both should be having our kids for the first time or whatever. But then, like, I started to think about it, and I started to realize, like, wait, I can look at my man now who has a kid, and I see the way he is with his kid, and I know he's not gonna skate on me. So, like,
That's beautiful.
I see the way you are with kids.
And you got a good one. You got a good one.
Yeah,
No, my friend is amazing. You got a good one.
So I feel like, okay, I don't need to be the first go round. You already have a kid. I can
see
gauge how you are with your kid. And this is how you're going to be with our kid.
Absolutely. Because
you're not going to run on me. You're not going to be, because if you got like a first timer, y'all might be fighting about who's changing the diaper at 3 a.m. I don't want to fight about that stuff. I know my man gonna get up.
See, and that's,
you know,
see, I don't know that part.
Because he's done this already.
I joked with her literally this week, and I said on the phone, because we go back and forth about her making it to the gym at a certain time. And we have their gym has 4 different classes in the morning between 5:30 and 9:30.
Amanda want me to be up at the crack of
to be
doing
up
crunches
early, working out, because that's what gym girlies do. So I said to her, I was like, I know you're not gonna be there for the parent pickup and drop off. Like I'm
gonna be there for the pickup, not the 8 a.m. drop off.
You're not dropping the kid off.
Honestly, don't tell nobody. But like, that's why I've been like, I don't want no kids because I don't want to take them kids to school.
You're like, man, F them kids.
I know. Can school start at like 11? Why does it have to start at 8? I don't want to do the 8 a.m. drop off. I'll do the pickup though, and I'm finna pull up playing the best tunes. I'm gonna be the cool mom.
Future picking up your kid.
And will. But I just don't want to do the 8 a.m. drop off. Miss me with that. I'm not a morning girl. I'm a night owl. Like, I'm a cool
you
mom.
definitely are a night owl.
Yeah.
I'm very much a morning girly.
Yeah.
Definitely a morning girly.
Okay. So I would not mind if my boyfriend's ex, which is the mother of his child, gave him a gift for Father's Day. I personally wouldn't mind. I personally would prefer for that dynamic to be very positive.
Absolutely.
Very welcoming.
Yeah.
That's what you say. That's what you say.
No, wait. I'm waiting for you to ask me a question because I already know what I feel like I'm going to say.
The question is, would you feel some type of way if your man's baby mother got him a gift for Father's Day?
Hypothetically. Okay, so.
Hypothetically, right.
This is a 2-part answer. I don't know why. I feel like I'm always doing 2-part answers. I would only feel a way if the gift doesn't represent what role that man is playing in that child's life. Like, if it's like a happy Father's Day, you're a great dad, love the way you care for our child, it's a gift certificate to like maybe like Sports Authority. Well, they don't even have Sports Authority. Well, I'm dating myself. Dick's Sporting Goods. Or something that's like relevant to like the father and the son. If you gifted him like, I don't know, boxers, or you're like gifting him something that it doesn't align with the kid, or it doesn't even like, it's not something you and the kid can enjoy. Like, it's not a restaurant gift card, or it's not something like, I think it's one thing for like a baby mother, or, you know, someone who's an ex who has a child with a former ex. Like, gift something that it's literally like not confrontational, but like anything that's like an intimate item, or like something that like reminded you of that person, or it was like a CD that y'all used to bump together. That's absolutely off the table. Like, no. Like
the CD y'all used to bump
it was Usher, You Remind Me, My Way, Confession.
Nah.
Like, absolutely not. Like, it cannot be anything that is intimate enough to where it makes you like question like if there's still something going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I personally wouldn't mind, but I think you bring up a good point. I would just assume that nobody would do such a silly thing, but
people are petty.
People are People, you are right.
People are petty.
People are petty.
And when a woman knows she got a good man,
though.
she gonna do something to get his attention. Okay.
Yeah.
But has that ever happened to you?
No.
Okay, that's good.
No, thankfully, I've never felt some type of way. I've.
So the other question is, are you getting your man?
That's a good question.
Your man who you haven't had kids with yet, are you getting him premature Father's Day gifts like, hey, daddy?
Because he's still a daddy.
Eh.
I don't know. No, I know my answer, but like that's just a good general question. Like, girls, are you getting your man a Father's Day gift?
You don't know if you're gonna get him a gift?
No, I know my answer. I just love that, like, such a general, relatable question to ask. Like, girlies, are you getting your man a Father's Day gift, even though you don't have a kid with him, but he has a kid? What are you doing? I'm getting that man a gift.
Yeah,
because he's a great dad.
And you see what he does for his kid.
He's a great dad.
That's amazing.
I'm getting him a gift, and I know it's not coming from the other end. So I'm gonna get a happy future Father's Day gift.
Have
a seat. Have several.
I'm about manifestation. And
are you really?
No, I'm literally joking.
Okay, because I'm saying he's gonna run.
No, absolutely not. I would never do that. But I have, like, in the past told somebody.
Is that a crazy thing to do?
Is that crazy if you told somebody, like,
Happy pre-Father's Day.
Happy future Father's Day. Or Happy future Mother's Day. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Someone's actually told me that before. Happy future Mother's Day on Mother's Day.
You're crazy.
And I'm clearly not with that person. So that's where that went.
Insane.
Absolutely not.
Speaking of fathers.
Yes.
Daddies. The summer's here. Mm-hmm. Who's supposed to be on a grill? Because I'm tired of cooking. And I'm not going to keep having this argument.
Men.
That's how I feel.
Men. We'll season the food. But
And then you're going to have to take it from there.
Yeah, my hair's not smelling like charcoal.
Hello.
Absolutely not.
Hello.
And if the Jesus sandals ain't on, the food ain't good.
I'm really good on the grill. I'm good on any stove, any grill.
You really are good on the kitchen. You good in you mix it up.
Krystal's kitchen.
You know what? We both are pretty good though. I think we're both pretty good.
You gonna come over when my kitchen is done and you gonna cook for me? Because I can't say that, sis. I'm sorry, I can't say that on national television.
We're speaking that into existence. National television.
National television. I can't say if you're good or not because you ain't cooked for me.
Well, I'm cooking for my man. Okay. I actually cooked for my friend Joe, and I brought her some food today. Well, I cooked and I had some left, extra food, so I brought him some food today. My friends can attest to my cooking. My food is good.
Okay. I believe you. I just want to try it.
I will.
I want to try it.
But one thing you gave me was that spicy rigatoni menu.
Period.
The recipe.
It's a wife me. It's a wife me.
We got
recipe.
carbone at home. We have carbone at home. No need for it. Absolutely.
And the lamb chops. You got to try the lamb chops.
Speaking recipe. Of summer though, I got to try your lamb chops. Those are good. That looked good. I have definitely to try that. You got me in the mood talking about summer barbecues, and I'm thinking of summer anthems. So for you, when you hear, literally summer's I think June 20th, coming up in a few days. When you hear, when you feel summer, what song comes to mind? Feel like summer? It's my favorite season. I love, can I tell y'all, I love the summer. The summer is between summer and Christmas, that's it.
I don't like how rainy it is down here during the summer, but nonetheless, I'm a vibe regardless.
I'm a vibe regardless.
I'm a vibe regardless. This is my summer song.
Ooh, yes! Hey! Tomorrow ain't really guaranteed.
Why?
Listen.
So many days I thought of you.
Anne-Marie makes me want to be in love every time I listen to that song.
Anne-Marie?
Anne-Marie. That's what I said.
Okay. Anne-Marie?
Anne-Marie.
Oh, no.
She was making fun of me because I said Anne-Marie. And I was like, I don't know. I thought it was a little N in there. It wasn't an N. Okay. But I love her.
Girl, it just feels like
she did not get the recognition she deserved.
Can I do one more?
She didn't get the recognition she deserved for that song. That song makes me feel like I'm in New York. The fire hydrant is broken and the water's blasting out. We're double dutching in the park. Okay, we got frozen, rose.
No, you got piaguas.
I never had a piagua. I don't know what that is.
The ice with the
snow
flavored. Cone? Yeah, but they're piraguas. When they make them a slush from scratch, no, they're piraguas. Dominicans call them frio, but they're piraguas.
We call them slushies.
No, you've never had that in New York where they scrape the ice and then put the syrup on it?
Never. But I mean, I've had it. It's a slushie or a snow cone.
No, it's different because the flavors are different.
I'm gonna ask them for the
piragua. Piragua.
What she said. And I just really feel like the summer is that song, like that. Okay, but let me give you mine. Because look. Yes, it's
fun. That's my song.
Girl, you're so fat.
I literally was listening to it this morning. And no, that was an era.
I could literally remake the music video. Who are you here to see?
No, it was like a secret password or something. When he was like, who? And she was like, the Neptunes, whatever.
It was
regardless.
No, it was Neptunes meets the Clones.
Yes.
Neptune meets the Clones. Shout out to Lauren London.
Yeah, she ate that up.
She ate that up, okay? But I absolutely love that song. Pharrell just never does any wrong for me. Okay, what's your second song?
Okay.
Summer anthems.
This gives just... Oh, wait, let me skip his part because that's controversial. I'm
looking like...
Sorry.
Okay.
That to me...
Okay, I got one more. This is my last one. My last one.
That to me is like a real good summer song. It's giving summer for sure. What's y'all favorite summer song? I want to know. What y'all listening to?
This song I want to listen to in the rain, as it's literally like scorching hot, and the rain is just like.
That's a good one.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
That is a really good one.
I think
I'm excited.
I know we're in a battle, sis, but I feel like I won that one a little bit.
You think so? Let the people decide.
Let the people decide.
Let
Who
the
won?
people
Was it Krystal
decide.
or was it me? Answer in the comments, because summer rain and frontin' ain't to play with, okay?
I don't know. Summertime and Why Don't We Fall in Love? It's just a given.
It is.
I don't know. We gonna see. Let the people see.
Let the people see. But I'm excited. I'm excited for your is this probably your second summer in Miami?
Officially my second
Your
summer in
second
Miami.
summer.
I'm out here in
Cheers.
Miami.
Cheers to that. Cheers to you all literally showing us so much love, reposting, commenting,
watching, streaming, everything.
We appreciate it so much. We want to continue to bring so much content. And if there's things that you guys want us to talk about, let us know. We're going to have so many more guests come on the show. You never know what's going to happen here. But hopefully when you listen to this podcast, you're elevating in some aspect. Like, it's bringing you some joy. You just feel like you're in the best version of yourself. And you're just in like a positive mindset, because that's all the energy that we want to provide.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and tune in to our next episode.
Happy Father's Day to all the zaddies and the daddies.
Bye.